Guys, welcome to episode number 10 of the Derby Criminal Life, and to start this episode, we are currently 7th in the table, only a point off the top 4. Next opponents are Chelsea. Now, if we win the game, we can kind of keep the title race alive. If we lose the game and Chelsea win, it's going to be very difficult to close them down. So, it's a very important game to kick off this episode, and we've got okay stamina, but it could be a bit better, because obviously we just beat Bruges in the last episode, so we are still in the race, potentially, to get into the knockout stages of the Champions Cup. So I'm thinking of playing a weak team in that West Brom game, so we've got a fully fit team. Everyone can just hit everything we can, and just hope Villarreal don't beat Bruges like 5-0 or something stupid, because then we're kind of buggered. We need to better what Villarreal's result is in this game against Bayern, so it's really tough. In a way, I kind of wish I put a bit more pressure on Bruges in the last episode and got like 4 or 5 goals. And yeah, but that's football at times. It's going to be very interesting to see whether we do get through or not. Obviously, I asked you guys to suggest some signings to make. I think one option we can look at is players that are doing well. Like, I could just literally go through. Like, I could look at Gabriel Jesus, for example. He would be a great choice. Kennedy at Chelsea, clearly doing well. Salvio. And Lingard, a player that we were looking at, maybe we go back in for him and give him a go. Then we can look at the Champions Cup. Obviously here we got Neymar with 4 assists, Lukaku with 5 goals. Pellegrini is a centre midfielder, I think, from Roma. So maybe looking at him would be a good idea. So let me just quickly get a scout report on him. So yeah, Pellegrini, he's looking quite decent. He's 83 rated. Very good pace, 80 pace on him, and 75 strength. Very rounded indeed. Very good stats. He's almost like a Raja Nainggolan, but younger kind of style player. Obviously, Nainggolan could actually be an option we could look at, because he is about 31, 32 now. Let me have a quick look. So if we look at the two of them here, he has got a £100 million release clause, Nainggolan, which I don't want to pay. I want to pay like as close as I can to that value, because he is quite old. Now, Pellegrini would be... I haven't actually seen anyone use him at all on FIFA, so maybe going for him would be a nice option. Obviously, he's got plenty of goals in the Champions Cup, so let's have a look and see what price Roma are looking for. One thing we could do is a player swap. I don't know what player I'd want to include, though. Potentially a striker. But I think of the options that we've got, Che Adams has just come back from injury. Probably would be Danny Ings, but I'm finding him alright now. It's just that Tammy Abraham, unfortunately, hasn't scored, I don't think, in a while. Midfield-wise, I feel we do need another central midfielder, because we've got Hughes and Hendrick, very good indeed, but then it kind of drops off. Like, Hansen can literally only defend, and Thorne, quite decent actually. He's done a couple of decent performances, but I think we just need that extra man, because I've having to play Callum Guy in a couple of games, and that just shouldn't have to happen. Goalkeeper-wise, we could try Sportiello, actually. He's worth 11 million. Not exactly needing him as well. So yeah, let me put Sportiello in and see if they're interested. They're looking for a midfielder. Let me put Jamie Hansen in, because I don't feel I'm really going to use him too much. It's only if we get some big injuries. It's just such a shame he's got such poor pace and dribbling. It's just really clunky on the ball. So they are interested in Hansen, but they want 38 million. Now, if I'm going to include Hansen, I'd want to only pay like 20. So we'll knock it down to there, see if we can meet somewhere in the middle. They're going to take some time, so it may go back up to 28 million, but I kind of prefer to put a release clause in, because I haven't actually had one other than Brereton from Forest be activated, and it was a very small amount of money. Another player we were looking at was Kasper Dolberg, who looks incredible. He's like 6'2". He's got 85, 86 pace, and then ridiculously good ball control, dribbling, and shooting. Like, this guy's incredible, and I think he'd fit the team quite nicely. It's almost like Tammy Abraham, but with skill moves, and I've really liked that. Having a striker with 3-star skills is just a requirement for me, but Tammy's only got 2. Another player's Immobile here, bit towards the end of his career, not quite got the pace that I'd want him to have, but very good finishing. Obviously, if you put him in the right place at the right time, will find the back of the net. Now, Lingard's on 8 months left in his contract, and maybe we could look at a cheap deal for him. If I can get him for like 10 mil, I don't mind. Maybe even a player involved in the deal. So let's have a look. I think we do need an extra winger because we are lacking out wide. And he has done quite well so far this season for Manchester United. So looking at options we could chuck at Man United. Maybe we chuck someone like Sesuan Cambo, who hasn't actually played so far, I don't think, this season. So yeah, let's see if they're interested. Now, I've not really enjoyed Kajar, and it would be literally a straight swap in my opinion if we include him into this deal. And then obviously all that wage that Kajar's on. The thing is with Rawson, he's on quite low wages and he's not really worth that much. So I'm going to put him in. I know he's only been at the club for a short amount of time, but as you can see, it's literally a straight swap. So I will literally try and get rid of that money just so we don't have to spend that, because that's just stupid from Mourinho. Putting that extra 400k in, and there we go, straight swap pretty much for Lingard plus £1. So I'm pretty happy with that. Into the deal then for Lingard. I'm hoping it's nothing over that current wage he's on at 115k. For a player that's 80 rated, I don't really want to be spending that much, but you never know. That's the thing with Premier League quality, they are on a very nice amount of wage. We're going to give him an important squad role. He's happy with that. That's good to see. 4-year contract. More than happy to sign that. So there we go. They've come in with 115k wages. I just don't want to spend that much. I know we've got quite a bit, but it's still financially keeping to what we've got. I'm hoping he'll accept that. I know it's obviously knocking off that bonus. He's gone up to 130 grand in wages. We'll try and meet him in the middle at 20. So they're going to take a bit of time to see if they are happy with that. I was just trying to negotiate as much as possible because I just don't want to pay 130 grand wages for kind of a squad rotation player. I don't really see him get him into the team straight away, but will be vital for us. But yeah, looking at our current wage structure, Danny Ings on 105 grand. That kind of annoys me for how little he has kind of contributed. Same with Ox at 140. If you look at their stats, 1 goal and 4 assists in 19 games for him. And Danny Ings with 1 goal and 3 assists. And 10 games though, in fairness. He has played a lot less, but still, I'd expect a few more goals for him. But yeah, I think maybe including Danny Ings in some deals would be the right thing to do. But nevertheless, into the next game against Chelsea to kick off this episode. Hopefully, we can start the episode well with a victory against a very big team as Chelsea and keep the title race alive and get us into the top 4. Here we are then against Chelsea at home. It does really help, I must say, when we are at home. They are playing a 5 at the back with Courtois, Oliveira, Marquinhos with Miega in the middle, Callas, Grimaldo, Bakayoko and Kante, Kennedy, Willian and Morata up front. Kennedy with about 8 assists so far this season, so I'm going to have to keep an eye out for him. Haven't included Tammy Abraham in the first team, well, all together, because obviously he is on loan against Chelsea. Like, realistically, it just wouldn't happen, but in the game it does, and really shouldn't. Just waiting for the run of Vidra. Can he find the pass through? Just about. Now with the shot, Vidra with the goal. Really, really good counter-attacking football there from us. Danny Ings into Simon, then into Vidra, and it is a great little goal. Just waiting for that run, perfectly weighted pass, and Matt Mieza couldn't hold him off, and finds the back of the net to make it 1-0 against Chelsea. Really important goal, and really important game, and it is his 6th goal this season. I got a message before this game saying, I haven't played any games, you're putting me out of the squad and stuff. Like, yeah, I'm missing you in the Champions Cup, but you're still playing every Premier League game, so I don't get the game sometimes. Schürrle on the edge here. Against his former club with the shot and with the goal, Andre Schürrle. He has put one in against Chelsea, who did sell him in the end, and I think that's one of the biggest mistakes Chelsea have made in recent times. I really don't get why they got they sold Schürrle to get Cuadrado, and look at Cuadrado now. He's back at Juventus. Like it was a really pointless deal, and yeah, Chelsea lost a really great player in my opinion. He went to. Where did he go? He went Wolfsburg, and now he's at Dortmund, of course, doing quite well. So I really didn't get why Chelsea sold him. To this run from Simon here, great bit of play. Hopefully can make it 3 with the shot and with the goal. We're 3-0 up against Chelsea, top of the table, and we are going back into the top 4. After a really poor bit of form, we've managed to get ourselves into a great area in the table again. So, in a way, maybe not getting Lingard would be the right thing to do, because if you look at the players that we've signed from the Premier League in the attacking areas, we've got like Charlie Austin, we've got so many strikers, and players such as like Simon and Kera have kept in the club for ages, and they're not from the Premier League, and probably better players. Here we go, full time against Chelsea, a 3-0 win. Great way to kick off the episode. If we get that kind of performance against Bayern Munich, happy days. And I must say, even though he didn't get a goal, Danny Ings was actually quite useful in that game. And yeah, that should put us back into top 4. So they have negotiated a little bit, 27.2, taken off about 800,000, I think, from what they had. So I will go negotiate it again. If maybe we give them like 15% and then drop it down by 3 or 4 million, then that would be quite a nice deal for us, I think, for a player that's in quite a bit of form. I know it does mean we do lose Jamie Hansen, but I think it's an improvement, basically, so you can look at it that way. We will go up to 15, 16%, it doesn't really matter to me. And yeah, they're happy with that, so just like that, we sorted that deal out quite nicely. And now it's time to negotiate his deal. He's only got 1 year left, which is kind of nice. I'm hoping he's not wanting too much more than that 60 grand a week, though. Now, he's not wanting too much more, I must say. He's only about 20 grand more when we do remove that appearance bonus. And I'm hoping he doesn't want too much more. I don't mind 80 grand. He's gone up to 90. We'll go down to 85, maybe even 83. So I've gone down to 85 plus 1 million, and it's not quite what the client was looking for, but he's going to accept it anyway. So 85 grand a week wages for an 83 rated player. Really happy with that. Obviously, we're going to have to wait for the window to come around now, but we've got a really good player on our hands. If you look at what we currently have in the midfield, he's better than both of them. So you can look at it that way. The only issue is it going to work? Is the combination of... Because I'm liking Jeff Hendrick, or can we try McCann, maybe Pellegrini? I'll have to wait and see. Fidra getting the player a month there then on the right-hand side. I think most of them go to my players anyway. Still getting international management offers, even though there is no tournament until season after next. So, yeah, a little bit confusing. But anyway, next game is against West Brom away from home. Then we've got Bayern Munich. So we're going to play a bit of a weaker team in this game. I don't mind dropping points. We are currently 4th in the table. They are currently in the relegation zone. So, should be winnable enough with the team I do put out. And with a win, it may put us into 2nd. So... there's a lot on the cards, of course. Here we are then at the Hawthorns against West Brom. Obviously, George Thorne coming against his former club. We did actually sell Jordan Ibe to West Brom. He is on the right-hand side for them. Ben Foster in goal, who must be at least 39-40 by now. Sam Byram. No, I didn't. I've got Sam Byram on my Football Manager save. For a second there, I thought, we had him on this save? No, we didn't. We had him on Football Manager. But anyway, Denai in the defence. Livermore holding. He did play again for Derby a while back. And Harper, Neto, Jay Rodriguez and Boaken up front. Don't know who he is, but yeah, very defensive team, of course, West Brom. So let's see if we can break them down. We are playing Ep10 in the defence in the middle, just to see if he can do a job, because he is quite tall, if he can deal with some aerial attacks. Corner then, 24 minutes gone. It's gone to the edge to Callum Guy with the shot, and it's gone into the back of the net. What a crazy goal from the youngster to make it 1-0 in the game. We've chucked him in. He's done quite well, in fairness. Like, for saying he's only 69 rated, he does quite a decent job towards the end of the game. I occasionally sub him on, and that is an absolute strike. Didn't expect him to put it away like that, but he's done a great job and made it 1-0. Still in the box, and it's in the back of the net. I knew you just felt it in the air that there was going to be a goal there, and they've made it 1-1 the last 10 minutes. Real shame. Punch to the edge, and then Mason Bennett couldn't quite win it, and then we're just wrong side of the man, and it's in the back of the net to make it 1-1. Here we go then, the really important game against Bayern Munich that we must win. It's as simple as that. We have to win this game to go through. Whether Bruges get us a point or not, I'm going to use that away kit actually. I haven't actually seen that before. What I'm going to do is stick the goal news on, so I know the scoreline, so I can beat whatever Villarreal do, basically. At the moment, if Bruges hold it to a draw, we should do quite nicely. I'm kind of tempted to give Ings a go, you know, because he's not scored, but he's meant these three have scored. So yeah, I think just so we got a bit more impact with Adams as well. Obviously, we can stick him out wide or down the middle, and I'll put a 4 onto the bench, maybe even, because we do kind of need to win. So maybe putting him in for wisdom would be the wise thing to do. Yeah, I think we'll go for that. Here we are then against Bayern Munich. It's going to be interesting to see what their lineup is looking like, and they have gone for 4-2-3-1. Neuer in goal, Kimmich, Matip, Hummels, Alaba, Thiago, Sanchez, Felipe Luis, Lanzini, Gnabry and Lewandowski up front. I think it's the same team as last time, to be honest. Really, really hope we can win this, or at least better whatever Villarreal do. Chance here for Lewandowski. He's got the shot and he's got the goal. Really didn't want that to happen. Conceding a goal. Hasn't been a goal so far in the game against Villarreal, so that's one little thing. But we do need to obviously get one back now. In Twings, can he get himself a goal? He's got the shot off. It's the crossbar. Oh, half time against Bayern Munich. Currently 1-0 to them. We do need to obviously better the result. It's currently 0-0, so if Bruges can keep that up, that'd be great. I think I'm not going to give him long, but I'm going to get Che Adams on very soon indeed. Don't know why I went for Ings, to be honest. Ball in Twings, out wide to Ox. Back inside to Ings. Can he get the shot off? Yes, he can. Danny Ings. I was just slagging him off at half time. Like, he's not really done much, but then he's got the equaliser to kick off the second half. We needed that. Very nice indeed. He does them like back heels really nicely. He pulls it across to the right and then knocks it in the top left-hand corner and gets himself his second goal. I don't know when he got that first one, but yeah, we're back on level terms. Into Adams. A bit of space for Ings. Can I get it through for him? Yes, I can. With the shot and with the goal, Danny Ings. I'm going to make a little change because what I've just done is brought Vidra on for Lawrence. I'll leave Lawrence on. And I think I'll do that. Actually, no, I'll take Lawrence off, yeah. And then do that. And make it a defensive 3. Just to hold on. Because we're in the lead. And I haven't heard anything from the other game. I'm pretty sure it's still 0-0. There we go, full time against Bayern Munich. We've won. I hadn't heard anything from the other game. I'm hoping it's still 0-0. But Danny Ings has won as the game against Bayern Munich. Really poor. Villarreal won 1-0. I don't know if we're through or not. So, do we Bayern on 9 points? I thought Bayern were on 10 or 11, but apparently not. So, yeah, we're top of the group after losing our first 2 games. Bayern Munich only lost against us, but they're not going through. It's at Villarreal and us. So, I'm amazed. And I think that's the way to end off this episode. I'm genuinely speechless of... I don't know how we've done that. I'm amazed. But yeah, we've got the financial takeover now. We've got plenty of money to bring in and to reinforce the side. So hopefully you guys did enjoy this episode. I'm speechless, basically. I'm going to put the controller down. So yeah, hopefully you guys did enjoy this episode. Leave a like if you did enjoy it, and see you soon. Bye.